This season 2 and League 2 is a bit easy, you know. Last episode we said wins, and since then we've just carried on winning. We've broken the club record. We are now 22 games in all comps, undefeated. We'll talk about the F9, my plans for it. I've done a little bit of three-way of scouting, 3 ways that I'll show you that I would kind of try and recruit players. But first, let's have a little recap, the highlights of everyone we've smashed since the last episode. Let's go. All right, and there you go. So as you can see, the run has been pretty incredible. The only defeat was the home tie against Lincoln in the Cup. So we're still undefeated in the league. Couple of FA Cup games, EFL trophy games in there as well. The Bradford City game was a really good win because we rotated the squad quite heavily. Even the win at Chesterfield, like we rotated all 10 outfield players. We've then got today Shrewsbury and then Halifax Town in the Cup. Second round. And we've got Halifax Town away. Now, we are going to do a massive rotation for that. We have got a couple of games coming up, in particular as well, Wigan. So we might be doing here, like we've got Carlisle in the second round. So I'm feeling like we're going to play like our second 11 twice. And then we'll have a really good tilt at Wigan with a fully rested squad because Wigan are our only challengers. They are still 7 points behind us with a game in hand. But obviously that will close up if they manage to beat us in a couple of games' time. We are like, 11 points clear of 4th place with a game in hand, and we're not even halfway through the season. So things have been going like remarkably well. Goal-wise, nicely shared out between Stones, Clark, Sinclair's been tremendous. Billy Chadwick's having a really good loan spell at Maidstone, but he won't feature. Depot's been a little bit off it. Only 6 goals, 3 assists in the season, which is a little bit of a shame. Alex Hunt scoring from the penalty spot. Cristiano's been out injured, and Ollie Pearce is coming in, having a little bit of an impact off the bench. So things are looking cool. Now, in the last episode, we kind of said we need something if Chris Clark goes. We are going to do everything we can to sign him permanently. But what do we do if he's injured? Because he's playing as an F9. Like, we have been going target forward, so it does kind of work. But I thought, let's go and find an F9. So the most realistic way of doing it would be to go to recruitment focuses and then set up a recruitment focus. So what I actually did was instead of doing a false 9, I did this. I did a DLF because I kind of think they've got similar sort of like traits, but I just thought that the striker as a deep line forward. He's probably more common than a false nine. As I said, false nine's a little bit niche. So I thought we would maybe get more players, 1-star minimum current, 4-star potential. In England, unfortunately, where we're scouting at the moment, and it's come back with 1. Don Telford, really nice player. Good-looking chap as well. Was at Barnet. He's currently at Barnet in real life. Really good season for them. He's having a decent season for them. So there's potential. He's got decent vision. Yeah, I do like the look of him, but he's a lot of money. Contract expiring, not for another season. So unlike we're going to get him. So then the next option was to kind of start then going into the player range. This is the 20 players. So if you go on to your player look, so we want something like Chris Clark. Someone can play AM, he can play in a whole variety of positions if we need to change. So what I did was I went comparison, find similar players, and it came up with, I don't know, absolutely nothing. There is one guy that plays for Celtic that you could potentially get our hands on, but he's gone with Wirtz, Nkunku. Facundo Torres is maybe, he's worth 26 million. Asensio, Golovin, Silva, Odegaard, Cocu, one of my favourite players. Phil Foden, Conor Gallagher's a weird one. Harry Wilson, James Madison, Vlasic, Saras, Soboslai, Almada. It would be a nice one, wouldn't it? So we could do that. Let's get into the Premier League. He's in the reserves, look. He's in the bloody reserves. Alexis McAllister, Lo Celso, Dybala. Now, what I am thinking is maybe we do sign that 32-year-old. That's, I imagine, more of an engaged playmaker that could do a little bit of a job at it. The idea is that we keep Chris Clark. And the other one was to come into here. And then all I did was pick attributes, false 9, support, and then just get rid of a couple. Oh no, I actually did tell a lie. Press OK. Obviously, no one is going to be 15 out of 15. But what you can do is, I say match 11, and then take that down a little bit to 13. See who's interested. Nick Powell. That was the most noticeable one, but he is 31, and his physicals are absolutely going. So maybe not the greatest one. What I did then do is to start looking at kind of niching it a little bit. So I got rid of the balance. I got rid of the finishing, the first touch, because I kind of thought passing technique, dribbling, no, it's not for me. I think it's more of the mentals with a couple of these. So let's see what comes up now. So interesting, a couple of youngsters from Brazil. Was that Bolivian? A Bolivian player who's playing for Santos Reserve. So something along those lines there. So there's options. It won't be perfect. The other option as well is just to try and find a really good cam. So as you can see, Mark Elm can't do the central striker, which I think is a little bit... I think we need someone who can play as a striker. Maybe not the role, but if we go to position, accomplished striker, and then we might get a better pool. So then this is the next one. So Dom Telford's popped up again. There's this guy here called Leighton Stewart who looks half decent. I'm kind of thinking like Chris Clark's going to be good for... If we keep him, going to be good for a long time, through this season, League One, into the Championship. So it's a case of just having a long-term option, which Almada might well be. And then it's just a thing of just looking and keeping our eye on a couple. I have got an emergency option in Callum Robinson, who can do it pretty well. He's a 3-star rated, so yeah, he's not far off Chris Clark. So he would be the immediate, if we just add him to our shortlist, he would be the immediate replacement just in case Chris Clark goes back to Peterborough for whatever reason. So yeah, that's going to prove a tricky role. I think, while we've got the tactic going, Stones, Akinyemi can go as target forwards. We could play Pierce a little bit more, even though he's, there needs to be a better solution for next year because we can't rely on Pierce having to play 20, 30 games a season. We need kind of another option, really. Sinclair's actually done really well. He's come and played false 9 a couple of times. Greg Ollie's not the answer, so things to think about. Obviously, the false 9 is a tricky one. It's probably one of the hardest roles to fill. So we'll definitely keep looking and trying to have maybe a short-term, medium-term, long. Maybe Almada's going to be our long-term goal. Callum Robinson's maybe the short-term goal, as in this season, or if we don't get promoted, that's not going to happen. And then that medium goal, like what we're going to do next year if we don't have Chris Clark. All right, let's get into it. 2 games, Shrewsbury first, undefeated in 22 games, club record. So obviously now that I've turned the camera on for you, we're going to lose, aren't we? Are we at full strength? Yes, we are. Dan Batty is likely still won't sign a contract, but he's been out injured twice recently, which is proving to be a little of a problem because I need him to play a game, be happy, but he's been injured. Injured, played a couple of games, injured. So, and then injured again. So it's been a little bit tricky that we've not been able to get a good run of games into him. Cristiano's been out injured as well. We will look at maybe bringing him on in the first game, and then he'll definitely get a run against Halifax. Thursday's episode, we'll definitely do the Wigan. We'll do a Wigan special, I think. Focus all our efforts on that Wigan game. But we just need to keep this good run going. Chris Clark often gets really poor ratings until he scores and gets an assist. He's always like on a 6.4, 6.5. Oh, by the way, Jack Kingdom, he's wanting more game time. So literally we're having to rotate O'Connor, Fagan Walcott and him, because it's important that we don't lose him or make him unhappy that he wants to leave. Right, Stones. Yeah, so Chris Clark does tend to get low ratings until he scores, but he just drifts in and he looks dangerous. A lot of the highlights go through him, and he often comes out to this left-hand side as well. Tyree Sinclair, he's injured. Right, so we are going to see Cristiano out on that right-hand side. That's disappointing because Sinclair's been tremendous for us. Absolutely tremendous. Only 2 minutes into the game as well. And he does like to miss a few games with his injury and his fitness, but he's been in great form, as you can see. 4 goals in his last 5 games as well. Right, corner, King. Whipped in. Fagan Walcott, bullet header, way over. Fagan Walcott now injured. It's fine because we've got O'Connor. 26 minutes in and we've lost 2 huge players. Akinyemi's done well, he's worked well, but that's a terrible pass, but we're going to get it back. Hunt, Akinyemi, Batty, Clark, Stones. Oh, he's found Cristiano. Get in. Been a little bit quiet because the lads are asleep upstairs, so I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. Cristiano has made it 1-0. Batty to Clark. Good movement from Stones. Lovely pass as well. Little bit of a reverse pass into Cristiano. Keeper got a touch to it. Wasn't enough. Cristiano, 1-0. I think what we might do as well after the Wigan game, because we've got a little bit of time, we may kick on a fair bit, depending on how that Wigan, today's episode and Thursday's episodes goes. You may see Sunday's episode being quite far into the season for season 2, because I appreciate that as well. This is Monday recording day, and I've spent most of it in the the new gaming room to make the content, the toilet. I've been putting the carpet in, finishing the painting of my new desks arrived, so I've been doing a lot of work, so I'm conscious of that. And with the tactics videos, get in, Stones! With the tactics videos taking over last week, we want to plough on again with York City. Once I get it sorted as well in terms of this in that room, we'll be doing some live streams as well for the York City. I think a lot of the content may be live streams for it, and then obviously it'll be there for you to watch as VODs. As Stones makes it 2-0, praise that, because we're just in control, aren't we? Chris Clark, see you out on this left-hand side. What I would like it to do is just to give Akinyemi, I would love that pass in here for Hunt to play now, because that space has been vacated. There's a nice little gap in there. Oh, we've won it. Chris Clark's done well, Stones. They've got it back. I thought it was going to be 3. Akinyemi's working well for his team. Oh, he's been skinned, though, down this right-hand side by Hoole. Matters in. Over the bar. All right, 55. I'm not bothered about substitutions yet, mainly because we've got that rest period over the next couple of games when we play the FA Cup and the EFL Trophy. I'd like to see how far we get now in the EFL Trophy with this rotation of players a little bit as well. I've had Callum Howe, I've had Callum Howe, the club captain, asking for more game time that we can't kind of give. I did say to him, look, I'll sell you, and he was like, no. And that's the same for Craig Ollie as well. Right, Cristiano, he's lost out. We've got it back though with King, O'Connor, Hunt. The scouting budget needs to be worked on next year. We've only got surrounding divisions. I do want UK and Ireland as the scouting. Yay, it's 3-0. We really want to. I do enjoy the scouting part of FM and not really relying on the Brazilian wonder kids till we get in the Premier League. So some good scouting and maybe some good, you do get some really good Irish players at times, good Scottish players that we can maybe nick from teams like Celtic, Rangers, the big boys, youngsters potentially. So I really need to try and have a good season with money, and then we're going to plough it into sort of the scouting budget next season. And then we'll work and we'll talk, we'll do maybe extra videos, extra content on that. It's kind of that, along with tactics, is the most enjoyable game for me, is the scouting, and kind of doing it without, I've kind of shown you 3 ways of doing it today, trying to find that F9. And the best way is really doing your recruitment focuses and getting your scouts to do stuff rather than, you going in and not manipulating, but going in and looking at the attributes and stuff. Right, let's get some, it's too late. I was going to say, let's get some changes in, but we won't. 90th minute, I'm just hoping that the injuries to Fagan Walcott and Felix hits it from distance. The injuries to Fagan Walcott and Tyree Sinclair are not going to be too damaging and that they're going to be fit for the game. Walcott is out for 4 weeks. Yeah, he's not playing in that one. Brilliant. Sinclair out for 3 to 4 weeks. Brilliant. He's not playing in that one. But we march on again, don't we? Right, we're going FA Cup time. And this is good as well because we want to qualify. It's the second round. Then chance of playing the big boys. New club record, 9 games, 1 in a row. Love it. FA Cup time. So let's get Callum Howe in. Let's get our young goalkeeper in, Henry Gray. Latty can go on the left with Fallowfield coming in at right back. Then we've got, Rossiter's injured. So we will allow Greg Ollie. I'll tell you what, let's Batty and then Ollie as a volante. I think we'll get away with that. Nathaniel George on the right-hand side. Cristiano can come in on the left-hand side. Right, we'll keep Chris Conclark in. We'll play him with Pierce. Let's get Gravato on the bench. Let's get Cameron John on the bench because he barely plays. Dan Batty's struggling a little bit. Let's get McGuan in then. They are struggling in Vanarama. Just wonder sometimes, like our run when we've changed players this season, especially in the EFL Trophy one, we rested against Bradford City as well, and we've come out with really good results. So I'm hoping we could do the same today. And then, I'm not going to say draw one of the big boys, but it would be, we're 1-0 down. We're not going to draw anyone, are we? The third round, it would be good to get a big boy, and the money from that would then help us with the scouting, signing Almada. We do concede a lot of goals like this where they're like absolutely wonderful strikes that we can't do anything really about. Right, let's demand more then. If we have to change, we have to change. Half time, we'll triple it up. Stones, Akinyemi, maybe Dan Batty as well. So McGuan picks it up into Ollie, who's out of position. I'm training him as a false 9 as well, so there's our short-term potential. Ollie, McGuan. Howe. It's good football, this. Really good football. We need a goal from this. That's a wonderful goal. Cristiano's 5th of the season. Lovely pick out from Greg Ollie, who also whinged about game time. Said, I'm going to have to sell you. And he was like, oh, no, it's fine. So them two little chats have worked well with Howe and Ollie, who have both combined there to give it to Cristiano. He can score some goals, can Cristiano. What a pickup this guy has been for us. And we're on level terms before the half hour. I'm going to praise that. It's a good response. Look again. Control of the game. 69%. That was 71% a minute ago. And then it's the question of how long do we have to leave it until we bring on the big boys. Right. Nathaniel George. Do we allow these players to impress us? Nathaniel George has done well as well. He's got a couple of assists in the FA Cup so far this season. I thought that was going in. I think it must have been a good block. Chris Conclark. Over from Howe. Okay, it's a decent first half in terms of what we created there. An XG of 1.37 as well. So let's just don't lose face. Don't lose face. Don't lose faith. Don't lose face. Right, we're going to have a little demand more. We're coming up to the 60. 2 strikers having a mare. Let's go. Let's take them both off. I'm also always scared about who's it getting injured as well. Chris Conclark. So we'll go target forward. Support for Stones. Let's get Jeff King on at right back just because he's so good from free kicks. Maybe a little set piece might be nice. Come on, the boys. Let's encourage. I think we've got a highlight here. Oh, God. Capello. We had Matter in the first game at Shrewsbury. Now we've got Capello down the left-hand side for Halifax. That's a great block in there by Kingdom. Are we breaking? Akinyemi. Could do with a big goal from Cristiano to Stones. This is good football. Cristiano. He's been tackled. He's got to get it back. It's Latty Fairweather on his right foot. Curls it. Great save. Comfortable save from the goalie. Maybe what a great save. Good save. Right. Why is my captain Callum Howe centre-half taking free kicks? I've noticed this a lot. He's taking a lot of free kicks and corners. I imagine his set pieces are not that great. 3. Like, why is he taking free kicks and corners? Why? Bizarre. Right, coming into the last 10. I think we'll make a couple of changes regardless of where this goes. It's another great header by King. What they're coming back at us, Capello. We should deal with this. We have done. Gray takes it. Are we going to build? Right, Greg Ollie. Latty Fairweather. Cristiano. Latty. Greg Ollie again. He's looked good in there as Greg Ollie because he's tidy. Obviously, he's more of a number 10. Nathaniel George cross. Half cleared. Latty's going to get it. Stones. get it. We love crosses. We're like Frank Lampard's Coventry City. Check that video out, by the way. Loves crosses into the box. Let's do a couple of little changes as well. Let's bring on Dan Batty. And also go Gravata. Let's be fancy. Better go focus, haven't we? They hate that, don't they? They hate that in FM when you say focus. I don't understand it. Why when you 2-1 up and you're telling your team to focus is a bad thing. It don't work by the looks of it anyway. 12 progressive passes from Greg Ollie. He's done well. He's done very well. Love to see it. And we're going through to the third round of the FA Cup, boys. That's big. Potentially could be big. Should we find out who we're playing? It'll be some like League 2 team away, won't it? Or Plymouth Argyle away. Right, third round of the FA Cup, boys. Here we go. Take that. Plymouth. We are playing Plymouth. We'll take Scarborough. Oh, Scarborough got Brentford. The bastards. Forest Green. Brighton. Barley, some teams getting some big draws. All Premier League one gone. Hull City. Millwall. Shrewsbury. Aston Villa. Damn it. Exeter. Grimsby and Tranmere. Blackburn. West Brom. Leeds. Man United. Leeds Man United. Bolton. Sunderland. MK Dons. Swansea. Liverpool. Southend. That's a good draw for them. Southend, Stevenage. Massive. Arsenal. West Ham. Damn it. Oxford. Yeah. Shitty championship. Fucking Steve Cooper. Bollocks. That's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame.